Rama Rama Nitai ki Jai, Shri Ram Sita Lakshman Hanuman ji ki Jai, Shri Laddu Gopal ki Jai, Shri Sudarshan Narsingh Bhagwan ki Jai, Shri Ugra Narsingh Bhagwan ki Jai, Shri Lakshmi Narsingh Bhagwan ki Jai, Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki Jai. Oh, Brahmanandi. Recite the invocation prayers. So if you join in with me, please do so. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutaneshwara Namo Vishnu Saraswati Devi Gaurani Prachari Devi Sesha Sundarani Om Gyanti Manadasya Gyanam Janashalakya Chakshurumidam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Saprajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Susajivam Sadvaitam Sadhutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Baladam Sahagana Lalita Shri Shakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya 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 Shri Bhagwan ki Jai Maharaj ki Jai. So, last 2 days we heard the glories of Prahlad Maharaj and his association with Narsingh Bhagwan and his devotion. So today is the appearance day of Narsingh Bhagwan. As you can see on here on the photo, to our left the picture of Ugra Narsingha. That is the form that he appeared in today, as his teeth out, claws out, very angry. And today we'll hear the story of why he came in that way. So to set the scene from day one, what we talked about. So Prahlad Maharaj, his father Hiranyakashipu, had tried to kill him in many ways. So does anyone remember which ways that his father tried to kill him?
Throw him from the top of the mountain?
Yep, throw him off the cliffs, that was one.
In the fire.
Yep, put him on the fire.
He put him in the snakes?
Yep, the pit of snakes.
Tried to give some poison as well?
Yes, poison in a room, poisonous, feed him poisons, and also like lock him in a room with poisonous gases.
Got to try to get an elephant to step on.
Yes, and yep, elephants. Yep. Yeah, on the fire. So, in the Bhagavatam, when Sukadeva Goswami is saying this, so he goes from one verse to one verse describing each action that Hiranyakashipu took, but in those verses, every action he's put it as a plural. So it's not just today they tried to throw him off the cliff, they tried to throw Raj into the pit of snakes. It was over many days of each action. So the asuras that were told to do this for Hiranyakashipu had tried for many days to kill him in various ways, as you all are aware of. But they could not, and they always came back to Hiranyakashipu. This didn't work, so he tried something else. This didn't work, tried something else, this didn't work. Eventually, Hiranyakashipu started lamenting that, obviously my son is a very Shaktishali, he's very strong, very powerful in his young age. When he grows up, he'll start resenting me because I'm trying to get him killed. And then his Gurukul teachers came and they said to Hiranyakashipu, not to worry, leave him with us, as Prabhuji said, we'll tie him in a rope and teach him the ways of our kul, our family. So for our asuras and for Hiranyakashipus, it was all about politics, money, and publicity. But as much as the teachers tried, Prahlad Maharaj was not interested in learning all this. And then when they would go away during school time, Prahlad Maharaj would start preaching to all the children there. And eventually, because of the way he preached, all those students started becoming very Krishna consciousness, into Krishna consciousness. They started chanting the glories of Lord Vishnu and just all becoming like Prahlad Maharaj. And this worried the two teachers. So they thought, before we get in trouble from Hiranyakashipu, we'll go and tell them exactly what his son is doing at our Gurukul. So when they went, they took Prahlad Maharaj to Hiranyakashipu's the kingdom in the courtyard, and as Prahlad Maharaj got there and the teachers got there, Prahlad Maharaj paid obeisances to his father, and Hiranyakashipu thought, good, he's learning and he's becoming more like what I want him to be in for our family. But the teachers then explained what Prahlad Maharaj was doing at Gurukul and how he was turning all these asuras, children, into Vaishnavas, into Krishna conscious pupils. Upon hearing this, this is where, when Hiranyakashipu started getting really angry again, because this is not what he wanted for his son. So, chapter 8, the first, Sukadeva Goswami says, when Hiranyakashipu understood the entire situation, he was extremely angry, so much so that his body trembled, and thus finally decided to kill his son Prahlad. Hiranyakashipu was by nature a very cruel, and feeling insulted, he began hissing like a snake trampled upon by someone's foot. His son Prahlad was peaceful, mild, gentle, and his senses were under control. And he stood before Hiranyakashipu with folded hands. According to Prahlad's age and behavior, he was not to be chastised. Yet, with staring, crooked eyes, Hiranyakashipu rebuked him with the following harsh words. So, in this first instance, and throughout the whole story of Prahlad Maharaj and his interactions with his father, he has behaved like a proper Vaishnava throughout. On the nectar instruction, the first verse, it's Vacho Vegam and Asakrodha Vegam. So a sober person who cannot tolerate the urge to speak, the mind's demands and actions of anger, and the urges of tongue, belly, and genitals is qualified to make disciples of the word. Meaning, Prahlad Maharaj at a young age, because of the instructions of his Guru, Radha Muni, and understanding the Vedic literature that he had heard, he understood to control his mind and all his senses at a very young age. So it did not matter to him where he was trying to be, where his father's soldiers were trying to kill him, or his father was saying harsh words to him, very harsh words, as you'll hear later on. It did not matter. He stood there, and it clearly states here that he stood there peaceful, mild, and gentle, his senses under control, with folded arms in front of his father. And now in Kali Yuga, in this age, forget our fathers. If somebody we don't even know comes and says something very insulting to us, not many of us, if any of us, would keep quiet. Not many of us would stand hands folded in front of that person and just smile and say, hey, it's okay. And not even say anything, just smile. Even a little insult, we get worked up. Sorry, I'm speaking from my own experience. Right? Even a little insult, we get worked up. And for Vaishnava, Radha says here, doesn't matter. If we understand that everything and everything is done and is the cause of Lord Krishna, then what people say to us just, it does not matter. Prahlad Maharaj understood what his father was saying was because he does not know how to control his mind. He is under the control of his senses, and he is just doesn't even he thinks of himself as God. So then Hiranyakashipu goes on to say, O most impudent, most unintelligent disruptor of the family, the lowest of mankind, you have violated my power to rule you, and therefore you are an obstinate fool. Today I shall send you to the place of Yamaraj. So he's telling his son, you're destroying my family, you're destroying my lineage, what my forefathers have come doing and ruling with an iron fist, that you are worshipping my enemy. You have taken shelter of my enemy. And he was just, although this is very few ways that when he has said how he was insulting his son. It's in the Prabhupada describes that there was nothing left unsaid by Hiranyakashipu to his son in rebuking and putting him down, chastising him. He goes on to say, my son Prahlad, you rascal, you know that I am angry. I am angry. All the planets of the three worlds tremble when I am angry, along with their chief rulers, by whose power has a rascal like you become impudent, that you appear fearless and overstep my power to rule you. So here, Hiranyakashipu asks the question, why he's furious here? He's not just asking nicely, so why are you like this? He's very angrily saying and stating, who has taught you this? Why are you like this? Why do you worship Vishnu? He doesn't take the name of Vishnu, but he says, because of his mentality of being Asura, that mentality, when they become angry, when he became angry, he would not, even though he knew, he would not take the Lord's name. Because for him, that is his enemy. And he's asking Prahlad Maharaj, where do you get the strength from? Who is supporting you? Where is the Shakti coming from? So Maharaj replies, "My dear king, the source of my strength of which you are asking is also the source of yours. Indeed, the original source of all kinds of strength is one. He is not only your strength or mine, but the only strength for everyone. Without him, no one can get any strength, whether moving or not moving, superior or inferior. Everyone, including Lord Brahma, is controlled by the strength of the Supreme Personality of Godhead." So in the verse, in our Chaturdashi in Bhagavad Gita, the first verse, just want to repeat.
Avasya prabhavo mataha sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita.
Translation?
I am the source of
All spiritual and material
immaterial
things,
worlds. Everything
everything.
emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage and vast in me and engage
Engage
in
in service.
my devotional service.
So in Bhagavad Gita, in the Chaturdashi, so the first verse, Lord Krishna says to Arjuna, "I am the source
Of
of all material and spiritual things. Everything emanates from me." So this is what Prahlad Maharaj is trying to portray to his father. He's saying, you are asking about my strength, but your strength that you have, that you use to conquer all three worlds and be powerful over all the demigods that get scared of you by you just looking at them, that power has come from that one person. So there's no different source from me to you. That power source, that Vishnu, provides everyone, everything, with the power to live or to survive or to be created. So this is where Hiranyakashipu returns, and Prahlad Maharaj is nicely explaining to his father, right? He's not arguing, he's just explaining by scriptures that the source you're talking about is the same source for you. So Hiranyakashipu replies to him, he goes, that's foolish. How can you say that to me? You get your strength from Vishnu because you worship him, you pray to him, you offer yagnas to him. But he is my enemy. He doesn't support me. He doesn't give me any power. The power I've got is through my own work. And that's the mentality for a sort of people, as Prabhupada says, atheist people, that everything they have done, they have achieved is on their own 2 feet. And there's nothing else that supports it. Whereas a Vaishnava or someone, Prahlad, who is a Krishna conscious person, we understand that whatever comes to us, whether good, whether bad, whatever we achieve in life or don't achieve in life, it's all Krishna's will. So we shouldn't come to the temple just to say, why have you done this to me, why have you done that to me? We should accept it. It will give us inner peace and carry on with our Krishna consciousness. So Prahlad Maharaj, he replies to his father and he says, "My dear father, please give up your demonic mentality. Do not discriminate in your heart between enemies and friends. Make your mind equalized toward everyone, except for the uncontrolled and misguided mind. There is no enemy within this world. When one sees everyone on the platform equality, one then comes to the position of worshipping the Lord perfectly." So even today, this was Prahlad Maharaj talking to his father in which yuga?
Satyuga.
Satyuga. Yes. So even today in Kali Yuga, we, to achieve that prem that we want to have for Krishna, to move on in our devotional service, we have to come to that mentality of looking at everyone as equals. We all understand that Krishna, Narsingh is inside of us, inside of every living thing. That's basically, we all understand that. Yet, because our minds and our senses are not in control, often we don't see that within people. We are quite quick to point out the bad attributes about a person, but if we get our mind right and our vision right, like Prahlad Maharaj, and see Bhagwan within everyone, then we only take the positives. And that's what he's trying to tell his father here, that the only enemy that he has, and we all have, is our mind. If we don't control our mind, if he doesn't control his mind, then the senses take over. But once we control the mind, then the senses come under control. The senses come under control gradually. So in Kali Yuga, and Prahlad Maharaj also shows that we control our mind by always thinking of Lord Krishna, always thinking of Bhagwan. And the biggest thing that we can give to Lord Krishna in this age is our time. We are all very busy. We all have our own things to do, but to include Krishna, to always think about Krishna while doing everything else, while at our jobs, while at home with our families, to involve Krishna and all that, that is our goal. That is what we need to achieve, to control our minds and then controlling our senses. So Prahlad Maharaj also goes on to say, in former times there were many fools like you who did not conquer the 6 enemies that steal away the wealth of the body. These fools were proud, thinking, I have conquered all enemies in all 10 directions. But if a person is victorious over the 6 enemies and is equalized towards all living entities, for him there are no enemies. Enemies are merely imagined by one in ignorance. So that's basically what I've just said here. That he's saying to his father that you've conquered all 10 directions. It's probably mentioned yesterday or the day before. North, south, east, west, up, down. So all 10. But you have not even tried to conquer the 6 within you, which are destroying you, which destroys your buddhi, which destroys your intelligence. Upon saying all this, Hiranyakashipu was getting furiouser, angrier and angrier and angrier. And then he replied, you rascal, you are trying to minimize my value, as if you were better than me at controlling the senses. This is over-intelligent. I can therefore understand that you desire to die at my hands, and this kind of nonsensical talk is indulged in by those who are about to die. So this is once again his thinking. He cannot get past his own ignorance. Prahlad Maharaj is very nicely trying to enlighten him, bring him out, still trying to save his father. But because of his mentality, all he is thinking is that this 5-year-old boy is putting me down. I have done so much. He's talking to me about patience and conquering these inner emotion, inner enemies, but he doesn't know that I've done tapasya. Yes, Hiranyakashipu did tapasya to Brahma to gain boons, but what was the end result? The end result was that he still dies. Whereas if you look at other Mahajans that have done tapasya. Dhruv Maharaj comes into example for this. He also did tapasya, but he did tapasya to Bhagwan, to Vishnu, Lord Narayan. And when Lord Narayan appeared, all was forgotten what he wanted to initially start off with. What he wanted was to have more association with Bhagwan. Whereas the mentality of doing this tapasya for Hiranyakashipu was always just to gain a boon to become immortal. But he could not get that because Brahma had said to him, when I am not immortal, I do have to die. I do have to pass on from this body. Then I cannot give that boon to you. Then, as he was getting angry, he's sitting on his throne, and Prahlad Maharaj is still standing there with his hands folded, and he's looking at Prahlad Maharaj, and he's saying, "Oh, most unfortunate Prahlad, you have always described the supreme being, a supreme being other than me, a supreme being who is above everything, who is the controller of everyone, and who is all-pervading. But where is he? Is he everywhere? Then why is he not present before me in this pillar? Because you are speaking so much nonsense, I shall now sever your head from your body. Now let me see your most worshipful God come and protect you." So he's looking at Prahlad Maharaj and he's saying, whereas you always put someone else above me, I am the ruler of this world, I am the ruler of all three worlds. So who is there above me? Where is he? Why can I not see him? In a lecture in Los Angeles, Prabhupada commented on these statements that you can see your Vishnu, your Bhagwan everywhere. Why can I not see him? If he's in this pillar, can you see him? And then Prahlad Maharaj is always replying, I see him everywhere. And then Hiranyakashipu is saying, well, why can't I see him? You need to have devotion. You need to have that prem for Bhagwan to see him everywhere, as Prahlad Maharaj can. In the Brahma Samhita, and the text 38, it says, Prema jana churya bhakti vilochana santa sada vivya hidyasya vilopyanti yam sham sundaram achyanta guna surapam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Translation: I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is Shama Sundar, Krishna himself with the inconceivable, innumerable attributes, from whom the pure devotees see in their heart of hearts, with the eye of devotion tinged with the soil of love. So Prabhupada mentions this verse while discussing about this question of why Hiranyakashipu is asking why I cannot see Bhagwan. He gives an analogy of when you have sore eyes and you cannot see well. We put eye drops in our eyes to make things clear. That same analogy applies to this, is that if you do not have that devotion, if you do not have that love for Krishna, the pure love, and if you don't have the control of the six enemies within us and your mind, then there's always that covering in our eyes where we cannot see Bhagwan everywhere. But once we get that love, it may be in this life, it may be in more lives to come, but when we achieve that prem, then the covering in front of us goes away. And then when you look around, as Prahlad Maharaj looks around, he sees Bhagwan everywhere, within everyone, within everything. Prabhupada explains that a lot atheists and from the people that have the mentality of asuras. They say God is nowhere, but like a person who has suffered from cataracts or other diseases that eventually lose their eyesight, they know that this mic is here. But just because you can't see the mic anymore, it doesn't mean it's gone. Same with all of us. Originally, we all know that Bhagwan is real, or Krishna is there, Vishnu is everywhere. But because of our life, after life of life, taking birth and death, being in this circle of birth and death, we've got a covering over our eyes that we cannot see that anymore. So we have to take that medication to remove the covering over our eyes. And what is the medication for Kalyu? To remove that? Harinam, Harinam. We all want to get together. You always, every day, at least 1 round, 2 rounds, 4 rounds, whatever you can do. You must chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. In Hiranyakashipu, Sukhdev Goswami describes it. Being obsessed with anger, Hiranyakashipu, who was very great in bodily strength, thus chastised his exalted, devoted son Prahlad with harsh words, cursing him and again. Hiranyakashipu took up his sword, got up from his royal throne, and with great anger, he struck his fist against the column. So, with so much anger for his son, and obviously his enemy, Vishnu, with all his might, he got up from his throne, and he struck the pillar that Prahlad Maharaj was looking at and saying that Vishnu was in there. So, it goes on for the next verse when he strikes. Tada iva tasam nito tabi sano bhavo yenadam katam aspruhatat yam vi sa Vishnutam te ajadya sarvadvad dharam tam angem manre. Then from within the pillar came a fearful sound which appeared to crack the covering of the universe. My dear Yudhishthira, this sound reached even the abodes of the demigods like Lord Brahma, and then the demigods heard it. They thought, oh no, our planets are being destroyed. So a thunderous sound came from the column when Hiranyakashipu punched it. This sound is like compared to thunder, lightning when we're sitting in our homes and we are not aware that it's going to come, but then it comes over us, shaking our house. But this sound was so much more thunderous, so much crackers, it shook the heavenly planets, Brahma, all the planets got shaken up. And even it describes even the Prabhupada that even the demigods were not even aware that Bhagwan, Nashi Bhagwan was about to appear from this world. They were all scared. They all ran to their abodes, and they thought that time had come to them. That Satyug was coming to an end, and this was in our annihilation. And they all were very scared. Even Hiranyakashipu, at the sound that came from there, here's a person who's got all the strength, who is very fearless. He also got shook. What was the sound? Where did it come from? Why is it here? Well, he got shaken up. And then he goes on. While showing his extraordinary prowess, Hiranyakashipu, who desired to desired to kill his own son, heard that wonderful and tremulous sound which had never been before heard. Upon hearing the sound, the other leaders of the demons were afraid. None of them could find the origin of the sound in his assembly. So everyone in there was shaken up. They were all looking around. Where did the sound come from? Because no one could understand what it was and no one had ever heard it before. So they were all looking around terrified. Where was the sound coming from? While Hiranyakashipu looked around to find the source of the sound, that wonderful form of the Lord, which could not be ascertained by either man or lion, emerged from the pillar. In amazement, Hiranyakashipu wondered, what is this creature? Is it half man, half lion? So Hiranyakashipu he's bewildered. What is this? For a little bit he's looking and then he's looking again. He's seeing the man form of Narsingh Bhagwan. He's seeing the lion head. He's seeing the claws and he's going back and forth. Is this a Rakshas? Is he a man? Is he an animal? Even Prabhupada describes, even the demigods also say that this is the first time they've seen this form of Krishna. He's always come as an animal. He's always come as a man, as a Ram. But this is the first form and the only form where he's both. He's everything. And then there's a description given of what Hiranyakashipu was seeing, what he had studied. So Hiranyakashipu studied the form of the Lord, trying to decide who the form of Nrsimhadev standing before him was. The Lord's form was extremely fearsome, and because of his angry eyes, which resembled molten gold, his shining mane, which expanded the dimensions of his fearful face, his deadly teeth, and his razor-sharp tongue, which moved like a dueling sword. His ears were erect and motionless, and his nostrils and gaping mouth appeared like caves of a mountain. His jaws parted fearfully, and his entire body touched the sky. His neck was very short and thick, his chest broad, his waist thin, and the hairs of his body as white as the rays of the moon. His arms, which resembled flanks of soldiers, spread in all directions as he killed the demons, rogues, and atheists who, with his conch shell, disc, club, lotus feet, and other natural weapons. So as Hiranyakashipu is looking at the pillar and seeing this form coming out, Narsingh Bhagwan is advancing towards him, and he can clearly start seeing the features of this Bhagwan coming towards him. So and Narsingh Bhagwan is roaring, he's making loud sounds, opening his mouth, making it fearful, coming out even more angrier than Hiranyakashipu was. And he's heading directly towards Hiranyakashipu. And as he says, he's killing any demons that are trying to get in between them. His hands, he's not just one, two hands. As you see on our Sudarshan Narsingha, there's multiple hands. There's the Ugra Narsingha here, there's multiple hands. All were claws, long nails. Also describes that each hand had a weapon, chakra, disc, gada, axe, sword, multiple weapons. He came with everything. Even after seeing this, Hiranyakashipu murmured to himself, Lord Vishnu, who possesses great mystic power, has made this plan to kill me. But what is the use of such an attempt? Who can fight with me? Thinking like this and taking up his club, Hiranyakashipu attacked the Lord like an elephant. So Prabhupada describes in the pulpit here, this is like elephant jumping to a lion to attack a lion, yet the lion is just there to eat him. And even after everyone is scared of this form coming towards him, and he's already killing the demons that are trying to get in his way, this Hiranyakashipu thinks this is just Mayavadi. This is just an illusion. This is just Vishnu trying to trick me to get to me. But he doesn't know how strong I am. So he jumps up and he comes off his throne with sword and shield towards Lord Narsingha to knock him down. Narmuni then gives an example here. Just as a small insect falls forcibly into a fire and then insignificant creature becomes invincible. When Hiranyakashipu attacked the Lord, who was full of effulgence, Hiranyakashipu became invincible. This is not at all astonishing, for the Lord is always situated in pure goodness. Formerly, during creation, he entered the dark universe and illuminated it by his spiritual effulgence. So like a firefly. Prabhupada gives an example here that a firefly that gets attracted to a flame, a big fire, disappears. The fire engulfs him. This is what the example was given for what Hiranyakashipu looked like. As his power, his full strength came out, and he jumped towards Nrsimha, he appeared like a mere mouse. He appeared, in the next verse he explains that as he came towards Nrsimha grabbed him one hand, squeezing Hiranyakashipu, and the other hand grabbing his club. And it gives an example of just how Garud catches his snake, his prey, with the claws and subdues the snake. This is how Nrsimha caught in midair Hiranyakashipu. And he held him. And Hiranyakashipu was struggling. He wanted to get free, but Nrsimha just held him for a while and just toyed around, played with him. As Garud sometimes plays with the snake. They'll pick up a snake and he'll throw the snake down, go pick him up again, throw him. Nrsimha was just holding Hiranyakashipu. Eventually, in a moment that Hiranyakashipu Nrsimha let go of Hiranyakashipu for a moment. And Prabhupada also in a lecture he says that this is what Krishna does to all of us. We are all entrapped in the mentality of our senses, being controlled by our senses, but every now and then Krishna will ease off on that and bring us towards him. He gives us chance after chance to turn our lives around, start controlling our mind, come to the temple, engaging with Vaishnavas. He gives us chance and chance and chance, but we are very asuric nature in that we don't take those chances. Very rare do people take 100% and take it with both hands, that chance to be closer to Krishna. In the same sense, when Hiranyakashipu was let go, he thought, when Hiranyakashipu was free from the hands of Nrsimha, he falsely thought that the Lord was afraid of his power. Therefore, after taking a little rest from the fight, he took up his sword and shield and again attacked the Lord with great force. So this is a sort of mentality. And this is the problem that he had, that Lord Narsingha, even though being angry, he gave him a chance. Repent. Take shelter of me instead of coming to me, attacking me. But because of that mentality, the asuric mentality, he once again jumped at Lord Narsingha. And this time, he attacked with all his might. And they fought for a little while. He tried to attack from above, from below, from everywhere. He tried to use all his powers to attack Narsingh. He could not do anything. And eventually Lord Narsingh started roaring loudly, laughing at Hiranyakashipu and toying with him, playing with him. And then eventually, as time came, because he had to keep his word for his pure devotees of the promises that they gave, he decided, right, it's enough. That's when he grabbed Hiranyakashipu and he took him on his lap. And where did he place him? Yeah, so he's on a lap, where?
In between the door outside and inside.
Yeah, good boy. And what time of day was it?
It was dawn.
Dusk.
Dusk.
Yeah. So not anything. And what did they use to kill him?
Nails.
So no weapon, no mystic bells, it was his nails. And as we heard yesterday, how he was torn apart from Narsingh appearance and his Bhagwan's will to protect all his devotees, his pure devotees. Shri Narsingh Bhagwan ki
Jai.
Sadhusha Narsingh Bhagwan ki
Jai.
Prahlad Maharaj ki
Jai.
So we can understand, if we want an example in Kali Yuga of Prahlad Maharaj, we take it from Srila Prabhupada. He has the belief, the prem, the strength that he told the shelter of Lord Krishna and Narsingh Bhagwan. He came to America at a very old age. And he sat amongst Asura-minded people as they took drugs, alcohol and whatnot they were doing in a park. And he sat in the middle and he sung Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. And he changed him. That's an example. As Prahlad Maharaj did at his Gurukul with all the children of these Asuras, Prabhupada showed us in Kali Yuga that if we take the teachings of your Guru Maharaj, of the scriptures of Krishna, of his books, and take the shelter of Narsingh Dev and go to a place where there's people that are not interested in drugs, or are taking drugs. He's converted them into Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. And now, in a very short time, he built 108 temples around the world at his age, going through heart attacks. And very soon we'll be reciting Narsingh Kavach, which Prabhupada and his disciples introduced into this movement, especially when he was ill. It's a very powerful mantra that we will recite. And all of us should learn this mantra and recite as much as possible, because it will please Narsingh Dev. He will always protect his devotees. And it will help us all advance in Krishna consciousness. And that's the ultimate goal for everything that we talk about, everything we give lectures about, every function we do, is for everyone to have that opportunity to advance in their Krishna consciousness. This is not, this temple, these programs is not just for people, devoted people, they're for everyone. This is the opportunity you have by taking the time, coming here, learning instructions, learning ways to advance. You're We are not saying everyone should become devotees tomorrow, but we request that you take something, even just one little thing from every program we do, every lecture that we give, all the devotees give, and progress in your Krishna consciousness. But as I said in the start, the biggest thing by everyone that's here is the time you've given out of your busy lives to come to the temple, to celebrate the appearance of Narsingh Bhagwan, to celebrate the life of Prahlad Maharaj, who's a Mahajan. That is the greatest thing, the greatest service that you have done. But now we pray and we hope that everyone takes another step forward, progresses even more in this Krishna consciousness. Thank you everyone for coming tonight. Hare Krishna. Kirtan? 5-10 minutes for you.
Narsingh Bhagwan ki
Jai.
Hare हरे कृष्णा। अब हम लोग नरसिंह कवच बोलेंगे और आप लोग सब स्क्रीन में से देख के बोल सकते हो। ये बहुत पावरफुल कवच है। उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णु जलंतं सर्वतोमुखं नरसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्। जय नरसिंह जय नरसिंह जय जय नरसिंहदेवा प्रहलादेश जय पद्मा मुख पद्मा वृंदा। नरसिंह कवचं भक्षे नरायोनोदितं पुरा सर्वरक्षा परं पुण्यं सर्वोपद्रवनाशनं सर्वसम्पत्करं चैव स्वर्गमोक्षप्रदायकं ज्ञात्वा नरसिंहदेवेशं केमासिंहासनस्थितं
निजभुजपटलं स्फोटयन्तं हरन्तं दीपयन्तं तापयन्तं दिविभुविदितिजं क्षेपयन्तं क्षिपन्तं क्रन्दन्तं रोषयन्तं दिशि दिशि सततं संहरन्तं भरन्तं वीक्षन्तं घूर्णयन्तं कर्णिकर्षते दिव्यसिंहं नमामि गर्जन्तं गाजयन्तं निजभुजपटलं स्फोटयन्तं हरन्तं दीपयन्तं तापयन्तं दिविभुविदितिजं क्षेपयन्तं क्षिपन्तं क्रान्दन्तं रोषयन्तं दिशि दिशि सततं संहरन्तं भरन्तं वीक्षन्तं घूर्णयन्तं कर्णिकर्षते दिव्यसिंहं नमामि गर्जन्तं गाजयन्तं निजभुजपटलं स्फोटयन्तं हरन्तं दीपयन्तं तापयन्तं दिविभुविदितिजं क्षेपयन्तं क्षिपन्तं क्रान्दन्तं रोषयन्तं दिशि दिशि सततं संहरन्तं भरन्तं वीक्षन्तं घूर्णयन्तं कर्णिकर्षते दिव्यसिंहं नमामि इति श्री ब्रह्मांड पुराणे प्रलोभनं श्री नरसिंह कवचम संपूर्णम। बोलो नरसिंह भगवान की जय। श्री नरसिंह भगवान की जय। राधा महाराज की जय। प्रभुपाद की जय। गौ प्रेमानंदे।
सुदर्शन नरसिंह देव जी की जय। उग्र नरसिंह देव जी की जय। आज आप सबका धन्यवाद है आज के नरसिंह चतुर्दशी में आने के लिए। अब हम लोग आज के जो स्पॉन्सर हैं उनको अभिनंदन करते हैं। पहला स्पॉन्सर है हिज ग्रेस महाप्रभु दास एंड चेतन प्रिया देवी दासी एंड पटेल एंड दास फैमिली इन ऑस्ट्रेलिया। दूसरे आज के हमारे स्पॉन्सर है श्रीमान महेंद्र राठौड़ और इंदिरा राठौड़ एंड फैमिली। दूसरे स्पॉन्सर है हिज ग्रेस चित्र कृष्ण दास एंड सीता माता जी एंड फैमिली। हिज ग्रेस श्रीपति प्रभु एंड पूर्णवासी माता जी ऑकलैंड से। हा ग्रेस सुनैना राधा प्रिया देवीदासी माता जी एंड फैमिली। और कुछ अनाउंसमेंट है जो अपकमिंग प्रोग्राम्स आने वाले हैं। 8 तारीख से 15 जून तक हमारे बीच में रहेंगे वृंदावन के श्रीमान बलराम कृपा प्रभु जी, वो आ रहे हैं। और अगर आपको स्पॉन्सर करना है हरि कथा के लिए तो आप प्लीज़ कृष्णानंद प्रभु जी से संपर्क करिए। 130 नाइट होगा और सैटरडे का अलग है, और आप लोग आइए। और बहुत सौभाग्य जो हमारे बीच में वृंदावन से प्रभु जी आएंगे कथा के लिए। अब हम लोग कीर्तन करेंगे और फिर आज का जो प्रोग्राम होगा, स्पॉन्सरिंग फैमिली केवल आएंगे और जो डीटी डोनर है, जिन्होंने डीटी दिया है, वो लोग आके पुष्प अभिषेक करेंगे। फिर उसके बाद आरती होगी। फिर शठारी जो है वो पुजारी द्वारा आप लोगों को, सब लोगों का आशीर्वाद मिलेगा। हरे कृष्णा।
Hare Krishna. So we just have the deity sponsors come up, and we'll start with the Pushpanjali for Abhishek, and then we will do Narsingha Aarti, we led by Raghu Chaitanya Prabhu, and a little bit of Kirtan while Aarti is going on. And as Vishnu Mataji has said, the sponsors will do Aarti and then it will be passed around to everyone. So, but everyone can come and take blessings from the pujaris and the crown from the altar. So, Hare Krishna. So, can the sponsors please come up to Narsingha Bhavan? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna
जय जब तक आरती हो रहा है हम लोग थोड़ा सा कीर्तन करेंगे। अब आखिरी कीर्तन में सब लोग साथ दीजिएगा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Rama Rama,
कर लीजिए। Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Swami said, Krishna, Hare Hare, Swami बनना Swami said, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama। मतलब है भगवान की अनुसंधा यदि लेना चाहते हैं। कृष्ण हरे कृष्णा, कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे। गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय, 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 राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय, राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। आखिरी बार हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे,
His Divine Grace ऐसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद ब्रह्म प्रजाचार्य स्तोत्र श्रीमद His Divine Grace भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर महाराज की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय श्री राधा कृष्ण गो गोपीनाथ श्याम गुरु राधा गुणगिरी गोवर्धन की जय ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की जय मथुरापुरी धाम की जय जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय गंगा माई की जय जमुना माई की जय भक्ति देवी की जय सामवेद भक्त वृंद की जय हरे कृष्णा महामंत्र की जय हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय श्री श्री गौर निताय की जय श्री श्री राधा गोविंद देव की जय श्री श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान जी महाराज की जय श्री प्रभुपाद जी महाराज की जय बोलो श्री नरसिंह भगवान की श्री नरसिंह चतुर्दशी महोत्सव की गौर प्रेमानंदे All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories always to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. अब सब लोग एक लास्ट बार हाथ उठाकर बोलिए हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद हरे कृष्णा हमें विश्वास है कि अब आप बरसात के लिए तैयार है तो आप सब चलेंगे प्रसाद सेवन के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद इस प्रोग्राम